In saddening news, we are going to begin a GoFundMe this very week to help prepare for John's legal defenses after he was caught embracing his dendrophiliac nature in the great UK this week. But if you wanted honesty, you've come to the wrong place. Cunnilingus and cum dumpstery. Yes, that is what we're at here.
Ooh, I love it.
It is not cola, it is cock.
Coca-Cola.
Time to whip it out and start cooking.
The power of the mic compels you.
Much like cock, I need one. And at this point, you can smell the Caucasian through your speakers.
You're screaming at cream.
I think I missed half of the references, but I understood the point.
Dim-witted dunderfuck. This is the Disinformed podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm John, allegedly.
I'm allegedly Michael.
And I'm Courtney.
Welcome into the brand new, almost semi-permanent co-host.
Watch your back, Michael. That's all I've got to say.
And watch your leaves around John.
Yeah, watch your leaves around me and watch your editing, because the moment that someone else can do an edit as well as you can, you're done.
Well, that's not difficult.
You're done.
Have you heard the quality of this edit? It's not going to be good.
Well,
No.
I'm the only one who listens to the episode here outside of Courtney, so yes,
True.
I have heard the edit, but...
I do love my mid shout out every episode or so where you're like, glad you're still here. And I'm like, yeah, I probably am the only one still here, aren't I? Shout out to Melissa, the only other true
Yes.
supporter.
Bless her. And she's not crass enough, to be willing to do anything other than, sleep next to me. So we've lucked out thus far.
Did she make it through the retching sounds?
She hasn't listened to the episode yet. And she's all the better for it.
As far as I'm aware, I thought I censored them.
You did. Bless you.
Yes.
So how long am I going to be censored? Because first you wouldn't let me say cunt for like half a season, and now I can't make retching noises?
Actually,
Well,
you weren't
first
in that
off,
episode,
the cunt was a
John.
joke.
Oh, that's right.
Furthermore,
Yes.
I still can't say so...
Get that one out early.
He always has one.
I feel like Michael gets one, like a buffer episode between having hard edit days. So
Yeah.
Should I go get the pug?
if the fits.
We're gonna get this like the South Park. We're gonna have a counter at the bottom of the screen for the episode where they finally started saying shit on
Hey,
television.
Courtney, now you know what Shane says.
Hey!
Congrats, you're
No,
now in on
you
the
told
joke.
me that one time.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah. When you wouldn't tell Kristen, but you told me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Kristen doesn't get anything about me, informational or otherwise.
She had her chance.
She did. She had a shot.
Well, we are off. We just really just hit it off hard.
Naturally.
I'm really excited for this week. Very, very excited because this is no effort for any of the OG members here, right? We just get to kick back and relax.
I thought you were
right?
going to say real for a second.
No. We just get to kick back and relax because Courtney has officially done more research on something than I've ever tried to do.
I was about to say, you may have just opened Pandora's box officially and shown just how inept the three of us are at hosting our own
no.
show. And then, when she knocks this out of the park, and I say when, not if, just to, offer the compliment in advance, we're all just going to be ashamed of our efforts to this point and fold the podcast next week.
Don't say that. I only wrote 1,500 words.
Okay.
I don't know what that translates to pages because I don't think that
A
hard.
double spaced, it's 7.
I was going to say, you haven't graded papers, obviously.
I don't.
I've done more as a TA at a community college than you have in years of working for a university.
I don't
Congrats.
grade
Okay,
written
hear me
papers.
out here.
I'm not an English major.
I
You're
told
not
my
in anything
husband
major.
what Michael does for work this week, and he was like, they let him do that? Why?
They're like, we can't. Did Jonah think that he was really stunning and brave because he's doing so much for somebody that can't legally drive themselves to work?
I think
He
actually
just-
we're being unfair. Michael finally declared his major this year, and he's majoring and failing.
Not
It
pizza?
only took 10 years.
Yep.
No, that's a
You're moonlighting as pizza boy?
minor. No, that's a minor.
No, if anything, the After Dark last week proved that Michael knows nothing about pizza.
That's very true.
What?
Oh, he
goodness.
probably doesn't remember.
I'm not advocating for pineapple, but I'm just saying pineapple is sweet. And so you could consider it a sweet pizza if you were, perhaps making one. But I wouldn't. I put cinnamon on it because I don't have taste buds, Does anyone here eat pizza? Have you had a pizza before? So first, you take a bread-like substance.
So you're going to just judge my pizza,
the
preferences.
Disinformed podcast roast of Michael Clark.
I believe you
Isn't
are the
that
one.
every episode?
Yeah.
You introduced Pizzagate initially, so you're hoisted on your own petard here, my friend.
You're not supposed to say that anymore.
I'll say whatever
Not
I
today's-
fucking please, friend.
Hey,
Michael will just edit it later.
You should tell our friends here about how your true name is catching on in public.
What is that?
I don't
supposed
know
to-
where this
Oh.
is going, but I cannot
No,
wait to
I-
hear it.
I
You went-
went to his place of work, and so he told the other bartender that was there to call me by that name. So
What
I
name?
called Peter Greer.
I was going out into the patio to break down some stuff because it was later in the evening. Because you guys actually stayed pretty late. That was cool. And the garage doors are still open, so I told my coworker about Michael. And as I'm walking outside, I hear him very loudly, way louder than I thought he would say, "Yeah, is there a Peter Greer here?"
But on the flip side, everyone knows him as Timothy Lone Cactus now. So that's
He
at
does,
least
but he doesn't even remember it. So
a-
I will
I
also.
it was a double whammy because I had you saved in the system and you didn't recognize or realize it. I had you saved under Howie just for good old times. And I explained it to him. I was like, hey, his name's not Howie. It's actually Michael. He just, he does some things relating to pizza. And here we go.
very naughty things.
Yipes. You've also gotten, I should say, I got Logan upset at me for saying that you're going to replace him with your coworker. And so,
my God.
Logan, I love you. I appreciate you. And as I said, you're irreplaceable.
Did he reach out to you?
Yeah, I had sent him, I had applauded something that he posted on Instagram, and he immediately fired back at me. He's like, I heard you say that you're going to replace me with John's new coworker.
Oh my God, Logan, you sweet summer child. I got a text from him a couple days ago, and it just says, please don't replace me with Travis. And I was like, never. I was like, come on, bud.
Why would you replace your better-looking doppelganger? That's rude.
True.
I mean, he hasn't
I'm
replaced
just-
him in the band. He's just replaced him in his heart. It's different.
Oh.
I'm just gonna
That's
keep
almost
collecting
worse.
doppelgangers like Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
You've activated my trap card?
Blue Eyes
You
White
are a
Dragon?
trap.
Supposed
You're a
to-
thirst trap, is what you are. I saw you in person. Chest pubes all the way down to your ball throw.
And that's been my episode. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Courtney, did you say something?
In a thirst trap town.
Okay. And
Well-
I'm Michael.
Before we got off the rails again, we were trying to segue into this being a very special episode where
we weren't.
Courtney presents.
Ain't nobody trying to transition here. I don't
Ooh,
care
I might
what-
just call that the episode.
Except
Courtney
Trump.
Presents episode 71, whatever topic is.
He's also not trying to transition in the way that we're referring to.
choosing?
Staple his hands together. So
Baby hands.
we'll just, address this off of the top. What we typically do here, for those of you who are uninitiated, is someone who is speaking on this podcast will typically present a random esoteric topic for the consumption of the listeners and the other co-hosts. But just to spice it up a little from time to time, because we are not very vanilla as a podcast, we like to leaven in the occasional lie, just to throw everyone off of the scent of all rational thought. And it is then incumbent upon the co-hosts, in this case, all three of the pseudo-males that are going to be broadcasting today.
Allegedly.
Thank you. To ferret out the lies and try to call them in situ. I am fairly certain we will not, but just on the off chance, we may scream posse from time to time.
Posse.
Interloper.
You're welcome to join in at home. It is a sing-along song, and it is always better when you involve yourself. So please, take part.
Preferably
Like
If you're
Courtney
any-
when she's out shopping for things, just scream posse at the creamed corn as you walk down the aisle.
I was gonna say, preferably you're doing this in public.
It's just
Naturally.
me repronouncing things that Michael said wrong at the Fry's in Tempe. So if anybody wants to confront me during that, that's what's happening.
So you seem like you're having just a string
It's
of
not a
random
seizure,
outbursts then.
Exactly. It's that every single time.
Oh, goodness.
It's not Ptolemy.
Ptolemy. Pterodactyl.
Photography.
Or as Michael likes to, say, and that I have co-opted, is you say tomato, I say go fuck yourself.
I've never heard him say that.
No, I don't recall that one.
Yeah.
I usually say potato, tomato, but that's the extent.
I'm sorry. I
White
can't.
bread,
I will stop
milk
telling
toast.
jokes here. I'm just gonna
No.
roll it right
This
back.
is a
There's no
serious
fun.
podcast.
Okay,
Welcome back.
It's me time now, guys. You have to listen to me.
Yes.
Yeah, what's the
I plan
topic?
to.
Because you pivoted. You were originally
Yeah.
supposed to get us into some hentai.
Right, exactly.
I came into this podcast extremely horny,
Squidward?
and now I'm going to be really let down.
I think you're still gonna be extremely horny.
Okay.
But only because of Michael's pain.
Watching him be uncomfortable is actually a kink.
I believe it entirely.
Because my topic is the wild and horrific phenomenon that took place in 1992 in a little town to the north in a country called Canada, is probably what Michael would have said.
Ah,
I am
Canadia's
Canadianese.
bacon.
Canada, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to present to you a nightmare, hysteria, and the tragic telling of the Martinsville sex scandal, also known as Satanic Panic.
What? You what?
Yeah.
Did she just swoop in and fuck your topic in front of you? Did you just get cucked? Did your topic just get cucked?
Maybe. Is this also in British Columbia? No, this is entirely different. No.
You're right. I
won't cover this
so horny
part.
already.
I have 6 lies.
As you should.
Bullshit.
No, that's not bullshit.
First
I
one
always have
is
to
you
try.
actually listen to this podcast.
The first lie is that's not my topic. I just wanted to hurt Michael. So we're down to 5.
Okay.
Aww.
Wow, meta. I like it. Okay.
My real topic today, though, that I prepared for you is the legend of the Tanuki, which I did kind of give you guys the idea about, and it's based on a real creature, and it has a lot of fun folklore behind it. So this is a folklore based out of Japan. There is a bit of Japanese scattered throughout this presentation. I do not speak Japanese. However, I did work on some pronunciations so that I would not be Michael 2.0.
Thank you.
And I
Wait, how do you work on pronunciation?
It's called Google Translate, you fucking simpleton.
I've also
Google.
been to Japan, so I feel like that helps a little.
I've seen her do the peace sign thing. It looks authentic now.
Very kawaii.
Yeah, see?
I own a bento box. Do I get to take part? or-
Yeah.
Okay,
What's a
good.
bento box?
It's what you did to your wife last Thursday.
Ooh.
Depressed her into a divorce?
I didn't see the paperwork get filed, but
I was like, are we about to have a serious conversation here?
No.
No, we are.
Whoa.
We're doing very, very well. But seriously, what kind of kinky shit's a bento box? What's in that, Shane? Unwrap it for me.
John's back at the Best Western again this week, kids, for those of you who are having flashbacks. So firstly, you start with a piece of plastic, and then you jam it inside of your uterus, and it prevents you from getting pregnant. That's what
Becky
it is.
has 3 just because she married you.
First one
Strong,
is to
strong swimmers.
try to kill all the diseases. Ring number
Good luck
1.
with that.
No,
So what you're saying is it's tangential to drill sounding?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I think Logan and I are actually just wishing urethral trauma on you now, just so that you can wince as hard as we do.
Well, when you have something that is not too big and it's kind of small, every day's trauma.
What you're saying is it doesn't fit into most places, and so you haven't had to worry about it thus far.
The wand chooses the wizard.
so anyways,
You might want to get those Hogwarts checked out, friend. We've talked about this before.
Put us, kill
Courtney,
me.
please continue.
Yeah. Michael, how are you? You wanna talk? Okay, great.
I now understand.
And you were saying, Courtney?
being on the other side of being interrupted. all
Michael,
the
do you
time.
want to start a band and then we can only talk about our band?
Ooh, yeah.
Speaking
Let's
of
talk
which,
about
actually,
that.
it's been a hot minute since we've talked about our band on this
Oh.
podcast, John, but
www.damnedweatherband.com.
it's important to check out.
Actually, that link does work.
It does. We do own that. That is a thing. You can go investigate. And we have new
Checkmate.
music that's going to be coming out soon. Because John's timely and topical, unlike this podcast.
Anyways, the Tanuki is best known to us Westerners from a little game that you nerds might be aware of, Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, yeah.
It does feature a Tanuki suit that Mario can wear that lets him fly and also lets him turn into a statue. This is not to be...
Bullshit.
Nope.
He doesn't turn into a stat. Really?
You are confusing that with the Mario raccoon, which is a totally different thing that I had Jonah verify for me because he's a fucking nerd.
Thanks,
Well,
Jonah.
Okay.
When Mario decides to be a furry and he gets the butt plug with the tail on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's
I
the ears
prefer
and the
horseplay.
tail, or there's the full suit. It really is a hard commit.
Mm-hmm.
Another famous Tanuki would also be the hungry, evil overlord Tom Nook from Animal Crossing. For those of you who have been quarantined for the last 400 years, you've probably played it. And then, of course, for anybody who watches anime, Studio Ghibli has a whole film about Tanukis called Pompoko. But we're going to talk about that later because they have some real fun little tidbits in there about the Tanuki.
Cool.
In modern day Japan, you see Tanuki statues everywhere. They're in front of izakayas, they're in front of stores, they're in front of shrines, they are everywhere. But you can't buy them anywhere. Nowhere. We went from store to store. We went to a special street called Tanuki Street that has 13 statues where you go and get like wishes granted. No, you can't buy them.
Why can't you? Is there like a weird stigma?
There
on-
is a secret society, I'm assuming. I don't know, but I was very upset.
Is that bullshit?
No. And I was really upset because if you've ever seen them, which I'm going to show you a picture of, they just have these gloriously large testicles. And I really wanted to bring back one for everybody I know.
Especially Michael, who's in desperate need of one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess just one. Yeah. I was gonna say I need both of them, but yeah.
See,
No, I've chested it out. You only need one.
When did you chest it?
Chess it.
Ah, chassis.
that's why he was at
Kamala.
John's place of work is the back room.
Mm-hmm.
Restocking the shelves. I gotcha.
That's what we
Aw,
call
yeah.
it.
Oh, boy. This is going to be long. All right.
Yep.
So the neat thing about the Tanuki, to give you kind of an idea, is they are based on a real animal. It is a cross between a raccoon and a badger. And they are actually native to Japan. You can find them throughout other parts of Asia, but most recognized as part of Japan's flora and fauna. They're typically, as a statue, depicted as having a bewildered look on their face, sort of like Michael. A straw hat. And a round belly with the, like I said, the giant scrotum, which is really the piece de resistance.
You really are describing
That's
Michael as
where
a
the
human.
differences separate between me and the Kanuki.
What, the big old scrot?
Mhm.
Scrot the scrot goats.
Nope.
Oh, man. Why did I do this?
I have no idea.
So the reason that I really love the Tanuki is they have been appearing in Japanese folklore since the year 720 CE. So this is not a new thing by any stretch of the imagination.
What is CE?
Common era.
I am so uneducated. It's almost like I grew up in Arizona.
It's just AD, but it's separating from the fact that in the year of our Lord, AD is Anno Domini. I think it's Latin, so I'm butchering it. It's just another way of saying it's the same year, but without the Christian connotation added to it.
Okay, so got it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Michael knew something.
Yeah.
We had to
pretty
give him that
flabbergasted.
moment. We just had to let him shine.
Thank you for my little segment of I know something, and I'm going to take 10 minutes to explain it.
It's a really long segment name, but I'll give it to you.
It describes it pretty succinctly. Yes.
We'll take
Man,
it.
I wish I was Phineas Gage right now.
I'll be right there.
Oof.
I don't need to have my teeth flossed.
I promise from here on out, I will try and limit the scrote jokes.
Oh, you're not going to be able to. It just gets worse.
Good.
Okay, you know that I'm a toddler,
Yes,
right?
that's why I picked this.
Okay.
That's probably why she wrote it the way she did.
Baby hands ball animals over here. Here we go.
Catering to the audience.
So, do any of you guys know what like a yokai is or what that means?
I don't know
No.
if you can say that.
I mean, I've had some in my ramen once.
A yokai translates roughly to benevolent spirit or a Japanese monster. So the Tanukis are actually categorized as that when we're talking about them as far as all the fun shape-shifting that they do. Not the little creatures that run around and steal food from cats and dig through the trash like the raccoons that we know and love here in the US.
Freegans.
Exactly. Just like John.
Mm-hmm. And me.
Trash pandas.
Drop bears.
I just picture John now with his little raccoon plug running around out in front of his house in the evening times.
It doesn't have to be evening. I mean, it could just be like early morning,
That is
midday,
true. I
luncheon,
mean, that's probably how he gets home
11:00s.
from work.
I don't
I'm
want to
so
see
sorry
what
for
second
that image.
breakfast is. Thank
Ugh.
you.
Oh, you do.
Ooh-wee.
But much like John, the Tanuki can assume human form. They haunt and possess people. They're considered omens of bad fortune. It wasn't until many centuries later that they...
Wait, I thought you said that they were yokai, which are malevolent. Oh, never mind. Benevolent. I thought I heard benevolent. Just kidding. Go on.
Malevolence.
I know the pronunciation is not your strong suit, but can
Malevolent.
listening finally take precedent?
if you want to pull up your phone, there's this thing. It's called a dictionary.
He didn't even know what Google Translate is, so I think you're barking up the wrong tree.
What
here.
is this Google of which you speak?
Yeah,
Google.
motherfucker over here uses
Still
Bing.
use that cell phone service cha-cha from all
Oh
you
my
90s
god!
kids.
Nah, you're an
That's
you're an
actually how I
ass
wrote
Jeeves looking
this.
motherfucker.
In my house, cha-chas means something entirely different.
You're welcome.
Oh, no. Many centuries later, in Japan, they evolved from more of an evil connotation to tricksters, now aiming their magic and mystifying nose flute music at unwary travelers, tradesmen, and monks.
Nose flute, I'm going to have to call bullshit on. Okay.
Dang it. They're actually...
Very comical.
They have a big round belly, and they play a belly drum, not a
I
nose
prefer
flute.
nose flute.
Logan plays a nose flute.
John, that doesn't surprise me that you would prefer a nose flute.
I know where this is going.
Because that beautiful beak of yours.
Yeah. I just want to say, no one can replace you, Logan. No one plays the nose flute like we do.
Exactly.
And actually, I knew a barber that played the nose flute once.
I saw
We
him do
called
that before a show, actually.
I
Yeah.
think we called it the bitch whistle at the time, but
He handed me a magical rock and said it would help me play better.
it didn't.
And
I can't think of a single individual that it helped on that stage. Not one.
If anything, it just wore a hole in my pocket.
maybe that's how you get Sam to finish her part of the recording a little bit faster.
No, I think the only way that we can do that is to kill her and replace her with her husband.
You heard it here first, folks. That does reflect the views of the Disinformed podcast.
Thank you. If I'm ever going to have an endorsement, killing Sam's the one I want.
Speaking of being killed,
To apply for ads, please email the Disinformed Podcast at gmail.com.
Man,
Think
I'm
we're
glad
eligible
that
for
was a season
Manscaped?
1 thing that died.
oh, the fake ads.
Fake ads. I don't think I
think
could
cold
have
opens are
mustered it.
better.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Courtney, Please continue.
She's like, wow, the first time was so much fun. Can't wait to be back. And now she's like, when is this going to fucking end?
No,
Can I
this
get
is
to the next
great.
paragraph?
I'm just more concerned that my topic's not good. That was my whole fear, is that it wasn't going to be good.
This is great.
This is way better than science, heavy water, any of that garbage. So
Yeah, hey, could you make this a little more serious, though? Could you?
Oh, yeah.
Is
Let
there
me get
trigger
into
warnings?
okay.
Yeah, I was like, don't trigger me with talk of heavy water, Michael,
Okay,
please.
here's the serious
give
part.
me the scientific approach. Make sure to spend 15 minutes defining every single term that you're going to use.
If you would let her talk, she would.
Sorry.
No, I
You're
have
right.
to get
I
permission
apologize.
first to talk. That's the
Oh.
rules.
Huh? What?
Because you're...
Not-
Because, yeah.
You are on a
Because you're
podcast of beta male cucks, not Christians. So you can speak all you want. We will cower in the corner and hope you don't notice us.
So let's get into the heavy stuff here. So the Tanuki cast powerful illusions. This is where we get into the really good stuff. They turn pebbles and leaves into fake money. And so then they go into bars and restaurants, spend the money, and then when they leave, it turns back into leaves. I'm going to try this technique on John next time I visit his establishment. I will update you on how that goes.
I've already had transients try and do this to me. Good luck.
Just to have Jonah show a little butt cleavage, John will forget you had a tab at all.
They literally have like big leaves that they've drawn dollar symbols on with their own shit, and they try and
Ooh.
pay with it.
That's a perfect segue into the next thing that the Tanukis can do.
Give me the shit.
They turn piles of shit into delicious looking dinners, similarly to what I do and what John loves to eat.
Yeah, I don't even need to know how to cook to do that. That's just what I'm into.
Is it on the nose to say that's bullshit?
It's very on the nose, and you're wrong.
Okay, that's
This
terrifying.
is part of the folklore.
So the Tanuki actually transforms shit into food?
Oh, they absolutely
like literal
do.
shit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Typically,
I can
it's horse shit. Actually, that's their preferred shit ingredient.
The porn suddenly makes so much more sense to me now.
Well, we
Courtney,
haven't even
real-
gotten that far.
Quick
Mother
culinary
pearl.
question
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Okay, let's say you're on one of those Food Network shows where it's like you can only cook with the ingredients found in your pantry.
Yeah,
Shane
yeah.
sees where this is going. How would you incorporate literal human shit into an edible dish?
I'm gonna go with a movie reference on this one, and I'm gonna say Minnie's famous chocolate pie.
Okay.
Eat shit.
Clip that, Michael.
Don't think he hasn't already.
Flipping it right now.
It is 2020.
Anyway, thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Somewhere Wayne is very interested in the topic here.
The
all
next
of a
time you
sudden.
come over, John, that's what we're having for dinner.
Tastes like piss and flies, don't it?
Another fun thing that the Tanukis like to do is conjure up mirages of entire cities and palaces. They also appear as one-eyed demons, able to produce thunder and rain. And then, of course, as most monsters can, they can cause locusts to rain from the sky on demand, which is literally my worst fear.
And it's happened in Tempe. I've been there.
Oh my god. It's so scary. The Tanuki of Japan are also lovers of Japanese sake, which we all know as rice wine. They're typically depicted carrying around a sake flask in one hand, and then when I show you the picture of the statues, they also carry around a little list of all the humans that have ever wronged them. I also do this.
I was gonna say,
Please be careful.
It's a Death Note, right?
Yeah, exactly. I even found one legend about Tanukis masquerading as samurais to get into brothels.
That's bullshit.
No.
That sounds adorable in
Can
my
you
head.
just imagine waking up next to a raccoon with a giant scrotum after your fun night in the brothel, John? Can you picture that?
I was actually
think
going to
you
ask
can.
Michael how that was.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've woken up next to a mirror, so, I mean, aside from the scrotum thing, I'm like, why is there, oh, no, it's me,
I was
okay.
going to say, if there's ever a time for Becky to be a co-host.
You think she could relate?
In
might.
many ways.
She might.
If you'd said bear, I could have included other people, but
Oh.
yeah.
I mean, they are half badger, so We could lean into that.
And there are no fucks given.
Boo. No, I'll give you that one.
No, you
I
won't.
was like, why? Why would you boo that?
I don't know. I'm just feeling
It's a
slap
good
happy.
reference.
Tanukis are also great at bargaining. They actually have their own Shinto shrine in Tokyo. It is called the Shindoro Shrine, which the name of the shrine also has a nickname, which is Otanuki-sama, which basically translates to Honorable Mr. Tanuki. So basically what happened in the 19th century, when Tokyo had more green space, they started developing to the city we know and love today. Very little green space now, except in parks. Think of like New York City if you've ever been there. You've got Central Park. But other than that, it is very urban. So when there was all the modernization going on during the Meiji era, which was about 1868 to 1912, the Tanukis were...
Don't shake your head like you know this.
I know about the Meiji Restoration.
Oh, really?
Yes, I know history.
Well, why wouldn't you divulge that in a topic?
Because
Yeah, you
Wait,
had-
no one gives a
we've-
fuck.
exactly.
We are almost over a year and a half into this, and I feel like you would have said something by now.
I kept
Did
all
I
the
like
numbers in so
history?
that Michael could stay engaged.
I was engaged. I forgot that he died in 1912.
Oh, boy.
He was the emperor. That's
Anyway,
why they called
Courtney,
it the
you were
Meiji
saying?
Restoration. Because he westernized the country. What?
Michael,
So-
would you like to take my notes and finish the episode?
Well, I mean, then it would give you the ability to make jabs at me while I'm talking, which
That's true. We
I
are
assume
getting into the
that's-
part where there's a lot of pronunciations, and I don't think you're ready.
Oh, I mean, I'd try. I'd fail, but I would definitely try.
Oh, he's trying.
Now, given the time frame and his, time of death, by westernization, do you mean he gave everybody like cowboy boots and hats, or?
They all started wearing business suits.
Oh, well, that's very western.
Even the Tanukis, they have little briefcases. It's adorable.
Where they carry their lists and their wine and their fuck yous.
Exactly. Again, just like me, we have a lot in common.
And we all are happy to see your briefs, so whenever you present them.
So,
Where am I?
So basically, there was I'm trying to reel
You
this
gotta,
back in here.
you've got to
If you
straight face
need a
make it
moment-
through this.
Okay.
The best thing, the best thing about editing is I can always cut out dead air. So take whatever you need.
Trust me, he can cut out dead air.
I'll edit it. I'll edit it instead, and I will leave it all
Oh,
in,
no.
and I will add in extra dead air.
I will make this the longest episode of your life, John. Do not threaten me.
I will burn you to cut to the ground.
I know. So basically, when all this was happening, the Tanukis moved to a neighborhood around the area of Dembo-in, which is the official residence and the garden of the abbot of the Sensoji temple. Tanuki began to play tricks on the abbot and his monks. This included throwing sand on their tatami mat rooms, which you guys probably won't have any reference to why that would be a nightmare. But
No.
tatami mats are essentially, sometimes that's where you sleep, sometimes that's where you would gather. It's an area that you keep clean. Let's talk about not wearing shoes in the house. If you do, you're a gross person. And then the other thing they would do regarding shoes is they would throw their sandals into the tea kettles because raccoons wear sandals and they put them in kettles, apparently.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically one night the abbot was just hella fed up with these little raccoon buddies and he had this really mysterious dream. And in the dream, the Tanuki was like, if you build us a temple, we'll stop pissing you off, but you have to protect this shrine and then we'll bring you, protection from fire and also eternal prosperity because, Tanukis can do that. And so when the abbot woke up, he promised to do exactly that. And in 1883, they built the shrine of Shingodo, which means guardian shrine. And the Tanuki of Dembo-in were deified. Michael, for you, that means they're godlike.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
In fact, I really think they should have their own fan fiction about hats, but we'll get to that later. The Tanukis kept their promise because even when large parts of Tokyo were destroyed by a fire during the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923 and during the Tokyo firebombing in 1945, both the area of Denbuen and the Shingodo temple escaped unharmed.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh when you go through a barming.
I have been barmed out of my mind before. Yes.
We
Sorry,
wouldn't know
can't let you
anything
get-
about that.
Yeah,
Bombing.
can't let you get away with that.
I
one.
get so excited. I'm sorry.
Michael has drank 2 times. He gets to play the game this week, which is nice.
Yeah, I do.
We all play.
I'm relishing it.
Was the is the protection against fire bullshit?
No.
That's for real thing.
It's a real thing. There is a ginkgo tree outside of the shrine that's about 600 years old that took damage, but the shrine was completely protected throughout all of that.
Okay. Bless them.
Dope.
I mean, you gotta pray
It
to
did.
that big ball energy.
True. Big ball energy protects from fire.
That's why I
And
watch all those films. So
it's so
Educational films.
Yes. Purely for the articles.
there's
for my-
actually something else you can go there to pray for, which you all might consider. Aside from praying from protection from fire and theft, many also pray for fame and success.
I thought you
That
were
won't help.
going for protection against sexually transmitted diseases.
And there's actually a pretty well-known group of different artists and celebrities, maybe not well-known to you, but at least to me, I thought this was cool, that have gone there and basically prayed to the guardian Tanuki, and it worked out well for them. That includes the famous artist Takashi Murakami. He recently collaborated with Billie Eilish.
William Eyelash, yes.
Yeah, William, yeah. He's known, if you've ever seen the icon with the really colorful flower, that's what he's most known for. They also had the actor Noriyuki Morita. You might know him as Pat Morita, Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid.
Huh.
And then lastly, and I'm not going to explain this for you, Michael, but Yoko Ono.
Bless
That
you.
name. No, it doesn't sound familiar. No.
Well, she's presenting this week, so
Wait.
it's officially going to break the Beatles up right now. We've brought a woman into the mix.
Does that make me Lennon?
You wish.
Yeah, that was like, I'm very confused
I'm
now.
not sleeping with Michael.
Well, then I'm.
That's why I was confused.
You have that
If
in common
Michael-
with everyone.
If Michael's Lennon, then I'm some dude that read Catcher in the Rye like 1,000 times.
If only.
Thank you for understanding.
Yes,
Can I be
yes.
Ringo instead? I'd rather be Ringo.
You are
I feel
Ringo
like,
instead. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
I feel like I'm his energy.
Well,
No,
if
you're-
your release is going to be Octopussy's Garden, then yes, I think we should be fine.
I'm gonna start painting in my what is he? What do you start 60s or something like
You're
that?
doing terrific.
Super good. Super good.
Well, we do have to have some person who's completely devoid of talent involved here, so I suppose.
I thought that's why I was here.
I thought that's why I was invited. This is very confusing.
I
We're
quit.
all doing the Spider-Man meme where they're
Race to the
pointing all 4 Spider-Mans pointing at each other.
No, I make everyone else look better.
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm very talented.
You're the
Well,
only
I
one
mean,
that
it's
actually
like what
has
John always
professional
says,
credits.
you know.
Yeah.
I usually speak without stuttering. It's impressive skill.
It's going to be the
I
easiest
mean-
tell.
I'm sorry, Courtney. This
No,
is
you're
this
good.
is
You're-
what you subject yourself to the moment that you start in on this podcast.
I'm just really terrified that it's just downhill from here. But I did want to mention that I actually visited this shrine last year. And frankly, the farthest it's gotten me is this podcast. So it doesn't work for everyone. Results may vary.
Yeah.
Aw.
But
Wait, how do you know if you're immune to fire?
I'll show you.
Send Shane your address.
Bars.
Mm-mm.
Mixtape 2020.
You dog, you got those 16-ounce ahas.
Yeah, for once, I decided to go big or go home.
Mm.
It must feel really good in your hand.
It doesn't. Can envy's a big deal here.
Oh, this episode is gonna go downhill, but I'm buckling up
the
because
next
I like
line
it.
that I literally wrote was, "Let's talk about big PP energy."
Spaloosh.
Well, if you want big
I
PP
can't
energy,
relate.
I'll have to give it to Shane twice. If Shane
math
wants 6
doesn't
inches
add
from
up.
me, I'll have to fuck him twice.
No, at least 5 times.
Michael,
Once,
you
twice,
know
3 times.
math, right? So like the 3 of you equals 4, 6. What?
Well, I mean, they didn't invent math in the Mahjong dynasty here, so Michael wouldn't have heard of it.
Let me get my abacus. We'll figure this out.
Oh,
Yeah,
also,
get wrecked,
funnily
nerd.
enough, answering a question from last week to completely derail because it just, I remembered, someone was talking about developing the ice pick lobotomy in 1901.
Really?
So, apparently, that did take place following the Phineas Gage situation. So, no, I don't think that doctor was one of the individuals, but still happened around a later time frame. For those who wanted to follow with their notes. I also apparently omitted something Stephen pointed out, that when the doctor went up, he actually believed that Gage was lying, and that he just got hit in the head with the device, and that it didn't completely go through his skull until he began to violently vomit, and while doing so, I think it was described as a teacup full's worth of brain fell out of his head while he was vomiting, and this is how the doctor determined that he had actually had his skull perforated. So
Oh my
I felt that was
God.
worth imparting. Sorry,
hot.
trigger warning for all of
You know,
those who were not prepared for big balls or brains this episode.
You know what's kind of interesting about
Big
that?
brain energy.
And then I'll let Courtney get on with it, is that even with all of that happening to Phineas, I bet if you gave him like a paragraph to read, he would probably pronounce it like all the words fine
Well,
on the
I mean,
first go.
if you could focus with the right eye.
He could at least read half of it.
But it's important I have an actual segue back into here so we can talk about the PP energy.
Yeah.
Something that
Please.
no one brought up after last week's episode is that his name was Phineas P. Gage. So his actual name is PP Gage.
Oh.
So something that John has and he can talk about later on.
He's
Oh,
going to
I
show
do-
us on
Mother
After
of
Dark.
pearl.
Yes, it will be dark.
His name is Prince Albert. So for that big
Oh god.
for that big PP energy,
Ooh,
Courtney.
big PP energy. Actually, fun fact, in the folklore of the Tanuki, penises are not mentioned. Because the curious defining feature, as we've talked about previously, is the giant scrotum. Not actually the testicles, just the sac.
Just the fleshy holders.
Just the little purse, the little coin purse between your legs.
Is that bullshit?
No,
Or is that true?
that's true, and I'm gonna tell you some fun stuff about money bags.
All right, drop some
You've
sick
been
facts on
you've
me.
been Jesus, sorry, I had a little cum in my throat there.
Sorry.
You've been thinking a lot about scrotes this week.
That's after our conversation about penile implants in the group chat.
All you've been thinking
it's
about.
really all I think about all the time.
Don't let him talk to you about sounding.
If he only had a ball.
Oh. So basically, in Japanese slang, these testicles, or basically they call them money bags, but the slang
They
is
don't call them money
they
bags.
do, and the word is kinkokuro. Tanuki's large scrotum does not mean overindulgence in sex. However, it means luck with money.
So if I were to have, it's like a rabbit's paw, but it's a Tanuki scrotum.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be good luck, but for money.
they used to sell scrotum imagery / coin purses for you to carry around because they believed it would multiply your money.
Okay.
Hence the
I thought that was going to take a different. I thought that was going to be a different turn, saying that they were going to actually like kill Tanukis in like an actual rabbit's paw, but it's a actual.
But just take the ball
scrotum.
sack of a Tanuki.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you each one actually after this.
Please do.
Hey, if it multiplies the money.
well, hence the popularity of the AC/DC song "Big Balls." So
You know, they say more balls, more money. So
It do be like that.
Michael wouldn't know. Anyways,
I would not.
One writer traces the supersized scrotum to a story of metalworkers in the Kanazawa prefecture. To make gold leaf, they would basically take the skin of a tanuki and they would put gold in it and then they would hammer it down. And the reason that they would do that is the tanuki skin was really tough and could withstand all of the pounding. And so...
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one else is going to say anything, so I had to.
It was basically said that the gold was so malleable and the tanuki skin was so strong that even a small piece of gold could be thinned to the size of about 8 tatami mats, which would be about 12 square meters, or for the Americans in the group, 129 square feet.
Hello? Hello?
How many what is that in Tanuki scrotums?
In Tanuki scrotums,
Yeah, we need a currency
129
exchange.
square feet.
No. I'm not talking about freedom
But how many
units. I want how
scrotes does
many.
that
Yeah,
take?
how many scrotums does it take to?
Single
That's
scrotum,
one.
Michael.
That is a single scrotum.
A single scrot is 129?
Wow, you weren't kidding when
It's-
you said big ball energy.
It's like, the human anatomy. You can unravel a lung, basically splay it out over a tennis court. Same can be said for, Tanuki scrotum.
Exactly.
Wait, that's not real, is it?
Yeah. No, if you actually, that's why your lungs expand. You could take one, and if you were to completely, expand them out to full volume, you could cover a tennis court with a human
Michael,
lung.
hear me out. I need to know.
I mean, it makes sense.
Why are you asking
No,
him?
I mean, like,
After
No,
the
'cause I wanna try
lobotomy
it
that
with
we
him.
give Michael, we could spread out his lungs. That's fine. I'll allow it.
Michael, will you donate your body to the Disinformed podcast?
I mean, I already kind of figured that once I got replaced, I would be killed, and so I might as well contribute to the podcast.
It's like the Highlander, there can be only 3.
This is very weird vetting, but let's do it.
So next,
If it works.
we'll get into Shane's kink etymology because he's a nerd.
Geek, thank you.
Debatable. So, anyways,
Ooh.
He's got a case of the vapors.
there's a Japanese word for small ball of gold, which is kinnotama. And it's very close to the same slang for testicles, which is kintama. And so the image of the cute furry creature was forever ruined and also made better at the same time because of the similarity in the words.
Did you say you have pictures of these things?
Oh, I have so many. I have a beautiful
Have you shared them yet?
slideshow. Are you ready? Do you want this?
Guys?
Well, the question is whether or not it will then cause lies to manifest because we are seeing things. So if the picture will disprove things that we have not caught, technically we should not be seeing them.
Okay.
Yeah, you've missed like 4 lies already.
Of course we have.
It's not. I'm not worried about it.
If we missed 4 lies and you already caught one, so that means there's no more lies.
No, there were. Well,
She had a fake. She had
Oh,
a
no,
I
I
was,
can't
I was
math.
stuck on the
I
6
can't
because
math.
I didn't remember the
No.
joke.
She said the first.
I gave you
No,
the
we
first
caught 2
one.
lies.
I gave you
Yes.
the first
Yes.
one. Shane got one. And there's 6 total.
Yes.
All right, let me get
Thanks,
this.
gents. All right.
Let me pull this up.
Michael, put some elevator music here. You know, that magical
If
music
you
that you
if
make
you
yourself.
arrange some, I'll
Wait,
put
hold
it
on.
in.
I got it.
Oh, this again?
I actually have a weird sort of the cover of the 3rd or 4th season of Mad Men has one of those an odd little graphic that they had on the cover that you can change and it would show the gentleman falling. I was going to bring that with me at some point, and then I just keep forgetting to
Courtney.
bring it over so I could show it with you. But
Courtney's camera's gone.
Is it working? Can you see him?
No.
I can't see you and I can't see
It's-
them.
I see
it's
you,
loading.
but-
You?
Oh.
It says you're screen sharing. That's what it says.
please do not stare
Oh,
at the
there we go.
nozzle.
Oh, that is adorable.
Oh, shoot. What did I do? There we go.
It's actually showing the slideshow.
So this is basically, and maybe we can show this in After Dark. This is a Tanuki in the winter. Full coat.
So majestic.
You see all that
Very
skin?
floof.
Very good for gold sacks.
Ball sack.
Is that its tail or is that its sack?
So that is its tail.
Okay.
Do you have a picture
How
of some balls
unfortunate.
here?
That's a summer Tanuki. He's very warm and loses most of his coat.
So you're saying that this little fuckhead right here will turn my shit into food?
Absolutely he will. And this is the statue. So they actually, the
Kind
real,
of looks like...
it looks like Michael, doesn't it?
No, it looks like the alcohol.
Oh no. Oh.
So you can see.
Deteriorate.
We have to make it shake its head a lot more in order for that to be appropriate.
It looks like it shook its head enough.
So we have it. This is his straw hat here. He's got his little bag with his list
Balls.
of. No, these are his testicles down here.
Those wait.
Those
Yeah,
are his-
those are
Shit, yeah,
those are
no,
the
I see the
testes,
legs.
John.
Yeah.
And then he's got
Well-
like his staff and his flask tied to it over there. And so this is actually
Holy shit!
I would be doing the
Holy
exact same
shit.
thing as those guys.
Can we get away with this on After Dark? We totally can. It's art.
so these
Yes.
are actually from
Yeah.
the 1800s is when all of these drawings are from.
I feel like we are somewhat missing the boat here because since this is an auditory medium that we're running it
Oh,
through, we
yeah.
might just save this for the After
Shane-
Dark then.
Yeah.
Well, Shane, since it's already too late because we reacted
no,
to
there's
it,
more.
and you're very articulate, can you describe for the listeners the picture that we're looking at?
We've discussed this. I am not a sex worker.
Is that what the name of the painting is?
It appears to be from my translations. But so there are three gentlemen that are armed with umbrellas,
And briefcases.
as you would expect, and naturally briefcases, as they got to make sure they get their briefs out. They are being buffeted violently by the biggest ball sack that I have ever seen on a living creature.
True.
It is almost double the size of the body of the animal itself. Our demon Tanuki here, who also is equipped with an umbrella, which is very important. They are all being guarded from ultraviolet rays and then just battling one another with scrotes.
You say big, I say thank you.
Indeed.
It kind of looks like to tie it off. Randy Marsh in that medicinal fried chicken episode of South Park where he gives
Yeah.
himself dick cancer
put him
so he
in the
can get his med
microwave.
card. Yeah, so he just ends up bouncing around on his balls. That's what it looks like
It's
to me.
exactly. I honestly would be shocked if they weren't inspired by this somehow because the concept is very similar.
Well, it
I'm not gonna-
seems like we're going to need to amend our previous catchphrase in order to include some of the Tanuki, so we will say Heil Nutslingers instead going forward.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think I found my new
Spirit animal?
desktop. My new desktop background for the studio.
I've got some other good ones. You just wait. It's
Okay, so After Dark is going to be
It's
popping
gonna
off
be so
this
good.
week.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited.
no, it's not a
Please check
sex
that
thing.
out.
It's not. No.
Yeah.
No, it's a family show.
Why'd you
It's
have
on
to-
YouTube. Okay?
Aw, I'm sad.
Well, please continue with the remainder of your presentation.
So, essentially, that is the big ball sack. We talked about that. We talked about why it has their name, how they became depicted with such was because of the slang and because of turning their skin into gold sacks. The legend of the Tanuki is so prominent in Japan that there's actually a song that school kids sing about them.
Sing it.
And I'll read you the lyrics. It's really good. And I looked it up. It was not as exciting as what I hoped it would be, but I did also read in one article that the tune is to an old Baptist hymn, which I can't confirm, nor am I going to sing it to you. So you'll have to look it up on
Okay.
your own.
Just use your imagination.
Exactly. Michael will be performing it later. But basically, the literal translation of the lyrics is Tanuki's balls, there isn't any wind, but still they go, swing, swing, swing.
Man, that's a bop.
Yeah.
Now that's what I call music.
Volume 32.
That'll actually be on the next Damn the Weather EP. Just stay
Who's
tuned.
that?
No, it's going to be our band.
Oh, our
Courtney.
band? Our
Not
band's
theirs,
gonna do
so we
it?
can talk about it.
Yeah, what's the name of your band?
Two balls,
know.
not Michael's.
I like it.
A disenfranchised fuckwit.
That's the EP title.
2 balls, 1 mic.
Actually, this podcast is going to take on a new title called Mic Drop.
That's the title of this whole episode. So as I've already showed you, there's a lot of great works of art, and I've got more for you from the 1800s regarding the oversized scrotum of the Tanuki. And so you've already seen that they use them to fight off, people who piss them off, such as businessmen. I get that. I feel that energy. They have also used them, they'll stretch out their ball sack and use it for fishing. So they will literally catch fish in their scrotum. And they do it with a group of friends. So maybe you guys could try this and let me know how it works.
Don't think I haven't.
We've all been dehydrated.
Oh no.
My bathtub games just got outed to the listening public here, but bring in some of those beta fish and just let them
get you a lush
filth off of me.
Go get you a lush bath bomb, and you're just blowing bubbles while stretching your scrot.
He's just picking up the glitter flecks.
I thought that the beta fish battle royale around my ball sack would have been far more entertaining.
If those uses weren't working for you, there's a few more. You can pull it over your head for rain protection or sun protection, because we have to protect that beautiful Tanuki fur.
Do they throw it over their shoulder like a continental soldier?
Yes.
Okay,
but their
good.
ears don't hang low. It's their scrotum.
Indeed.
Oh, no.
Did I break John? Did I do it?
I think so, maybe.
He can't handle the
ball
pun.
sack.
John, we're almost there. We're going to get to the part where you're really going to identify with the Tanuki.
Death?
They will also sometimes use their scrotums as a boat to pull their friends around. So, one of them will, be walking through the body of water with his testicles splayed out behind him, and then all his friends are, piled in the boat.
It's like
Hey, Daddy, that's not my daddy. Come get my scrot boat.
It's a scrow your boat, actually.
It's like the badgers that hold hands and float backwards.
Tell me that was written as a note and not off the cuff,
No,
because that wins it for me.
That was just now.
Michael, clip that. Scrow your boat.
And so basically, and this is really, again, this is where I think John really will identify with the Tanuki wholeheartedly, is that I mentioned before that Studio Ghibli has a movie called Pompoko. And in that movie, they actually have a scene where Tanuki stretches out its scrotum and uses it as a parachute in a desperate suicide attack against money-grubbing humans. So,
I do resemble that.
I feel like you at work pulling your scrotum over your head and jumping off the bar has the same energy.
Would definitely prevent money grubbers.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. How do we incorporate that and a toaster oven into a bathtub?
With Shane and his bath bombs, obviously.
Well, you have the toaster oven already in the bathtub, so you parachute in using your scrotum as the parachute.
Shane's in there too.
I've been there.
Well, he's already in the bathtub.
I never leave. It's marinating my own juices.
And toaster ovens.
Shaney in the bathtub. Oh, you would appreciate this as well. We were cruising around last night, and there are Christmas lights everywhere, naturally. 'Tis the season. And there was a group that had the manger scene set up on their awning. So as I cruise by, I turn to Melissa, I'm like, Jesus on the rooftop! It's terrible.
So, next time anybody is feeling like a good, suicide bombing, consider scrotum parachutes. They're all the rage.
Probably inexpensive.
Endorsed by the Disinformed podcast.
Yeah, for ad space, please email.
Yeah.
Another really fun thing I want to point out about that film is obviously it was originally written in Japanese. And so there is a dubbed version and a subbed version. And so basically throughout the film, they do shapeshift. They use their testicles for that. However, in the English dub, they refer to them as raccoon pouches and not as, ball sacks, because American children aren't allowed to know about anatomy.
Beautiful, beautiful ball sacks.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
They are at my uncle's house.
Big, 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 big ball sacks.
Clip
Now
that.
you got to cut that out. You can't. Not in America. For everybody else, they can know about the big scrotums. So, of course, these are, in fact, based off of real animals. Like I mentioned, they do roam the streets of Japan, typically in the early morning. They are nocturnal, similar to raccoons.
And you say you saw some?
I did not see any, and I'm very upset about that. Just the stupid statues that we couldn't buy anywhere.
Sounds like Tanukis might not be real.
That's the
They're
whole
not birds.
lie. They are aquatic mammals.
Oh, shit.
I said we need to look into marine life, too.
You were right the whole time.
Fucking surveillance drones, man.
They also, like other nocturnal creatures, such as the possum, will play dead if provoked, which in my book literally makes this the most perfect animal to ever exist.
You don't got the bows.
And so what I think here is the most important part is, how do we in fact own a Tanuki in the United States? Because this is what I want. This is my dream. I came on this platform to pronounce that to the world, that this is what I'm hoping for. And I'm really hoping that the 4 people who listen to this can help me achieve my dream.
That is going on a t-shirt. #opening.
#opening. Well, I'm really glad that you brought this to our attention, because as you are well aware, because you are a listener of our show, we just recently hit a milestone because we do we're activists now for change in our community and whatever that means. So we were successful with the Mexican pizza in one way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
So I do believe with our platform and our very, very large audience, which you graciously downplayed, that we can get you a Tanuki.
Yeah, if we can manifest the crispity, crunchity, meat nut buttery, Mexican pizza into
Now
reality
this might be
again.
it might be a monkey's paw kind of thing here. So you might be wishing for a Tanuki, and you might get one, but it might just be on a plate, or it might be stuffed.
I have a picture of one of those for you too. It's glorious.
A taxidermied Tanuki.
I absolutely do.
I think what John is saying is, if we can't get you a Tanuki, we will at least guarantee a big beaver.
Cute cat.
Frank,
his
is
name?
that you?
Annoying customer.
But, guys, this is the worst part. It is illegal in the United States to own a Tanuki because they are considered an invasive species. And in fact, the only place that you can see them in the whole US is at Zoo Atlanta. So if anybody's down for a zoo heist, I will book the tickets. We can fly out there and I can have my Tanuki.
Is this why the GOP is, going to succeed? Is that why we're all rallying to get rid of the Republican Party? Is because they made the Tanuki illegal?
With balls like that, they can't afford but be invasive.
Thank you, Shane. I didn't know where John was going with that. I'm like, he's gonna throw in some political comments. Oh, now he's muttering.
Are we back on Operation Warp Speed again? Because
Thank you, Shane.
Well, Tanukis are really big on using their scrotums to help each other and harm humans. So I would say that they probably are not so interested in the politics of Georgia. It's not really their vibe.
They still sound like Republicans to me, but
Really do. Now I have this weird mental imagery of Tanuki assassins.
They do masquerade as samurais.
Parachuting in on their...
The classic mob scenes where they have the razor wire and they're waiting in the back seat when someone gets into the driver's seats, but instead of razor wire, it's just their scrot sack, and they fucking choke the life out of somebody with their ball sack.
It's like a whole hood over them.
Yeah, they throw the hood and then they cinch off. Person's legs are kicking and kicking feverishly.
Exactly.
All right, I don't
gasping
think
for
you need
purchase.
to continue.
And then
Yeah.
Then the kick stopped
No,
slowly.
he's still going.
And whatever gets you off, John.
I mean, it's really all to your imagination. If you can think it, Tanukis can do it with their scrotum. So
I thought you were gonna say they can come.
no, it's not a sex thing. How many times do I have to tell you this? It's a wealth thing. It's like
Again.
my next marriage.
Wait, Jonah's gonna be back on the market?
First one's for love, second one's for money. This is my plan.
Wait, this isn't Utah.
Well, then Becky has some harsh awakenings.
Big oof.
I was going to say, yeah, missed
I
the
do
boat
not
on that
have
one.
money.
No.
So, all this to say that if this podcast ever gets a following as big as the Tanuki scrotum, maybe someday my dream of owning a Tanuki will come true.
Oh, it will.
A noble cause.
The end.
What did we miss? What were the lies?
I mean, what didn't we
Everything.
miss?
I think that's the quietest you all have ever been. It was almost like it was either boring or you were listening, and either one I'm very concerned about.
Well, I don't even know what year it is,
There's
so
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
you can discount anything I
You
say.
can't
No, I
shut
think-
Michael up.
I think.
Hello?
Hello? I think when there is 4 people, we have tried even harder now not to be talking all over each other, which did still happen anyway, but not as much as it could have in the past
Yes.
if we were willy-nilly about it.
I mean, you have not been around for the days when we have truly gone off the rails. You would think that having listened to the podcast and having heard some manifestations, it doesn't come close to the times when we've really gotten completely on top of each other. Like, you know,
do we have scrapped episodes?
we don't have any scrapped
No.
episodes, but I mean, we have dogpiled on one another like Tanukis riding on ballsack boats.
Which is why I wanted to record separate tracks, because it's a lot easier to cut out what I'm saying, because it's usually not important.
Oh.
And then
Huh?
it's the truth, honestly.
Hello?
And then spread it out so that people aren't talking over each other, so it sounds nicer for the audience, because that's who's important.
Thanks, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I know how important I am.
I mean, important enough to invite on the actual podcast, so I'd say, yeah, pretty important.
Did you guys want to take any stabs before,
Oh, just myself.
I
well,
was going to say, you haven't seen my thighs
My
right now.
scrotum.
darkest timeline.
I'm playing the knife game, but with my scrotum. Trust me, it's a lot easy. It's a lot more difficult than you'd expect.
With that attitude.
I have.
Because it's so small?
I was like, how big's the knife?
Well, it's also not spread out like fingers, so you can't really stab between the fingers.
Well, what would you do for $75?
I'd eat a Klondike bar. Wait, no, that was $100. I don't remember.
You're
I have no
fine.
stabs. I have no stabs.
I am also good.
It's so outlandish that really it's not fair.
The
That's like
only
the whole show premise, yeah.
the only thing that that stuck with me as we were going forward was the sand being thrown around on the sleeping mats was the only thing that I sat and was like, this can't be the thing they were concerned about. And then the sandals in the teapot. So either of those things I would have thought would have been lies.
So the funny thing about that is, because these were raccoon creatures that obviously couldn't be doing those things, that means that a monk was. Because those were true.
Even better.
He was like, I'm
shit.
gonna just put sand in your bed and fuck you, here's my sandal in your teapot.
It was the
Get
Tanuki.
some.
Ooh.
I just picture this monk being like, I really want to build a Tanuki statue. How am I going to do this? I can incept a dream, but I need to get them pissed off at them first. Sand on the mat.
Abbott.
Sand on the
I
mat.
feel like
Abbott
if you
subterfuge.
like if you got in a prank war with Michael and it would just be so stupid and juvenile that it was like, we should build a shrine to this, actually. That's what we should be doing with our time and money.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Fair enough.
So no, that was
All right.
not one of them.
Well, there you are.
So, like
it
I
to
said,
me.
the first one was a gimme. Me trying to steal Michael's topic was in fact a lie. I just wanted to hurt him.
That would have been
It's
amazing.
okay. Most people do.
I was gonna do actually like 2 or 3 paragraphs before I stopped on that, but I didn't want to research. I was having a John moment.
That's fair.
Fair. Game respect game.
The second lie was that They are not a cross between a badger and a raccoon. In fact, they are not related to badgers or raccoons. They are more closely related to a fox. They actually fall into the same family and species, such as dogs. So they are not raccoons at all.
Does look like a good old floofer.
Now.
Very cute. I want one.
Big floof.
Shane got this one. It's not a nose flute. It was, in fact, a belly drum. And then the next one was, so I did say that they could make locusts rain down from the sky. They cannot do that.
I should have called that.
They actually make pebbles rain from the sky, which then they turn into money and go to bars. So it's a good progression.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. It connects.
Seems like it might tank the local economy.
Well, it only does it temporarily, and then it goes away again.
That's right, shit tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually one of the reasons they say that they put the statues out in front of restaurants is to basically ward off more Tanukis from coming in and trying to spend their money there, to be like, sorry, we've already been here. Go ahead and move on.
You're not welcome here.
Yikes.
Don't want your money.
Line number 5 was the list of humans who have wronged them. That is a me thing. I have one. They don't. They actually carry around what's called a promissory note, basically an IOU for all of the tabs that they have not paid, similarly to Michael.
Yeah.
Which, again, the more we talk about the Tanukis, the more I'm wondering, are you a person?
No,
He's not her.
not legally.
He's going to hit his inhaler first before he answers. Because he shook.
And then my final lie, which I am shocked that none of you said anything, was about
Are you really?
I
was going
really
to say,
was.
we're not smart people.
There is no evidence
I'm
of
not smart
any of
people.
those celebrities going to the shrine. I made that whole part up.
Okay. I was like, the only person that's going to understand the Pat Morita reference has got to be me, so there's no way that this was intended for anybody else.
That was for you. John should know who the artist was that collaborated with Billie Eilish recently.
Nope.
Michael doesn't know anything, so I didn't put anything in there for him.
I know what an artist is.
Should have said
I
that like a
think.
calculator visited.
I should have put in
and
like
he
a
would've-
famous cartographer. I think he likes those. I don't know.
No, I think you've misjudged Michael.
Are there famous
Actually,
photographers?
there was a YouTuber, and he made a fascinating series on Tanuki statue mounts. Not actually Tanuki statues, but the mounts on where they put the statues.
John, I don't think you understand, but I am very familiar with the Wedong province.
You not?
I'm big into history.
So historically, with the Wedong province mounts,
The
That's what you sound
Tanukis
like.
are all in the Wedong province because of the ball situation. I mean, how can you
Michael,
compare by contrast?
I love you to pieces, and I'm sorry that I am I'm half of the reason that you drink.
The other half is me.
No, I was gonna say the other half was Shane.
No.
I take no
Maybe
credit for
it's,
that
yeah.
at all.
Oh, daddy, it's not my daddy.
Ugh.
You can find him on OnlyFans under that name now, actually. I made one for him.
Oh, did I send this?
No
I
shit.
think I sent this to you guys in a group, but it was the.
I've been posting pictures of you for weeks. I've made no money.
Oh, okay. I was like, shoot, if you're gonna use my likeness, like,
I technically,
I want royalties.
it's referred to now as an only fails page, I think.
Yes.
uh,
You see that? I think I sent you
Just
guys
like
the
my
tweet
life.
that said.
Help me, I'm incarcerated in Britain.
Yes, yeah, that one. It's like, why instead of therapy do men do podcasts
Yes,
instead?
uh-huh.
Or then there's another one where it's there are no genders. It's just what?
Podcasts or OnlyFans.
Podcasts and OnlyFans.
Yeah, there's no genders, only podcasts. and OnlyFans.
there are two genders, podcasts
Yeah.
and OnlyFans.
I felt that one.
Well, joke's on you because there's somebody on this podcast who goes to therapy and podcasts. So,
Gasp.
Courtney?
Yep, that's me.
Well, send me your therapist information so that we can share the same.
He's in a little bottle in the other room. I'll go get you some.
You bottle
Ooh.
his.
Yes.
We're gonna have a real fun
excuse
chat
me,
later.
Slosha the meat grinder is not on this call.
Oh boy.
Good gracious,
Coxicles
Slasha.
over here.
Get your life together. If you can still afford a phone or a way to listen to this podcast and you magically hear this, get your life together, Slasha.
Oh, I think she's got it together. She can't peel it
Well-
apart. That's the problem. Everything's just sticky, tacky, impossible to separate.
I can smell it from here.
She does make artwork with her menstrual blood, so yeah.
Wait. Is that real?
No, you did mention
Mhm.
this.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Is that like
Yeah.
the lady that put the yarn in her vagina and then was knitting with it for over the course of the month, and then they hung it in the art museum? That one?
Wait.
That's
That's
a thing.
absolutely a thing.
Interesting.
It was-
That's all I'll say
Very
on
many
that.
colors. It
Interesting.
was art.
That is
concerning.
concerning.
Yeah.
I've heard a Christian tale about that cloak, as a matter of stern fact.
His mom made it for
Hey,
him.
Shane.
No one wanted to
Shane,
go
you-
near Joseph. He smelled very strange.
Shane, you're really going to like this segue.
Give it.
Speaking of Christians, do you want to inform the listeners of a show that we have?
I absolutely don't, Don, but thank you for asking. Well, since you've stuck around this long, and if you're enjoying what you're hearing here, you poor masochistic bastards, you can find us in so many places, almost myriad formats, multiple days a week. So, we release this every single Monday, so if you're digging what you hear here, if you'll dig what we do, rate, review, hit the subscribe button, and keep on coming back, because we will guarantee to make this not as interesting as Courtney's topic was today, but we're here every single Monday. Then on Wednesday, we release a little fan fiction episode on the tubes of you at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And that is for the current work that we are releasing is the Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miraculous, which has been very spiritually enlightening and uplifting. And then on Friday, we do a companion piece to this podcast, which is our video format podcast, Disinformed After Dark, where we sit, kind of decompress after the episode while our files upload, and we will delve into Chuck Klosterman's creative hypotheticals for a bit of vibrant discussion. And that is also released Friday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So we're here many days a week to keep you just hating life.
And
Just
hell.
like me.
Thanks, Wayne.
I have a confession.
Oh, shit.
I don't listen to this
You actually
podcast.
just-
I just fast forward to the part where Shane says Mountain Time, and I just play that on a loop, and then I turn it off.
Mountain Time, Mountain Time, Mountain Time, Mountain Time. And then Jonah peeks his head around the corner, and he's like, "Is this?"
I was about to say, when do you finish?
Never.
Well, that would be typical for me.
Big oof.
Bruh.
Thank you.
I love it.
Why didn't I finish? You're with me. You should have known that walking in
Never-ending
here.
story.
You knew it was a snake when you picked it up.
If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, and fucks like a duck, you're not getting off. You're welcome, Michael.
And me, please.
I've tried. I can't kill you.
That's why
Shane,
I'm here.
how do we pull the scrotum over the head of this thing?
Well, I am pulling mine out as we speak, and I am moving in Michael's genital direction. So, we'll...
Shotgun anus.
The brand new
What?
EP from Disenfranchised Fuckwit. Ladies and germaphobes, thank you all for being here for the lively and enlightening edition number 71. Thank you to Courtney for being our inspirational co-host this week. A big round of applause from our ball sacks for you.
My favorite sound.
And we hope you all enjoy... That's too moist, John. We hope that you all keep on coming back, and we will see you for some pictorial references and entertainment on After Dark, as Courtney has got a slew of scintillating images to show you. And some of them may actually be things that you can watch while at work. Who knows? But for the Disinformed podcast this week, I'm Shane.
I'm John.
I'm Michael.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm Courtney.
And I believe that we can safely say So long, and good night.
Good night.